Okay, so told you that this is gonna be helpful in the nutrition. That means rich in vitamins, minerals, and enzymes that will be helpful body for fighting the infection more effectively. Also, this organic food, these are toxin free, means there is no pesticides in it. It lowers the risk of cancer also. Also, it lowers the rate of birth defects. Okay? And there is taste, means organic food, it tends to a better taste than the non-organic one. So these are having a better taste. And for example, if we talk about the Washington State University in 2001, they claimed that organic apples were sweeter and had firm texture compared to those of a conventional farming. Means there is lots of taste difference between the conventional farming and with the organic food. Also, this organic farming, it is better for the environment. It does not use any toxic chemicals those gonna affect the environment, those gonna pollute the soil, those gonna pollute the water. And also it is helpful, it promotes the use of land that will maintain richness in the soil for the next generation. So these are the some benefits of this organic farming. Is it clear? Is it clear, bacha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we have what kind of advantages and disadvantages of the organic farming. So here we have listed some points of advantages of the organic farming. So these are the points. So first we have the organic farming does not use genetically modified products. Means this sorry, means if you are choosing this organic food, then you are purchasing products that are not genetically modified. That means that are not using some artificial methods. So genetically modified products means they are not allowed within the industries. So this thing you will still experience that products are cross-brand natural by the farmers. So this is gonna be the advantage of specific growth characteristics. Next gonna be that organic farming, it helps to support the healthier soils. Means as you know, these farmers, these are often use a pattern of crop rotation as a way to support a healthy balance of nutrients in the soil. And a standard rational process in the US Midwest might involve planting corn for 1 year, then planting oats for second year, before allowing the land to use for the pasture or for hay crops. So this means this rotation, this rotation crop, this gonna make the soil healthier. And this process create higher content level of organic matter. And this will be helpful for the better productivity. Take next gonna be advantage of the organic farming is that organic farming, it produces food that are better for you. Means there are numerous boosts to flavor profiles and nutrients contents when organic farming is performed, because this gonna provide you a better quality of food where some nutrients, vitamins, enzymes all are presented. Like this means there are cows that are given room to graze in a pasture produce. I mean they are going to produce a dairy products which contain high level of vitamin E, omega-3 to support a stronger antioxidant profile for the consumers. And if we talk about conventional farming, it might produce a greater quantity of food items. But organic farming, it improves the overall quality of the food so that the consumers they don't have to eat as much. There is quality of food is there. Take next advantage of this organic farming it is that organic farming supports pollinating insects. Means here the farmers that are using the organic methods they are not using synthetic agents like glyphosate or there are some chemicals that may create some high risks for harming the pollinating insects that supports crop system overall the world. So these substances these were shown a Harvard researchers to one of the primary cause of the clonic lapse disorder. So these organic farming these will support to this and these will not destroy to that these will not make harm to these insects. And um, here this gonna be which will be most widely used insecticides for commercial growing where they are responsible for 6 times more than loss. So next gonna be the organic farming that creates a healthier work environment. Means this organic farming it has the advantage of creating a healthier work environment as the local communities employees and even the farmers themselves are not exposed to synthetic agricultural chemicals. Means when they are following the organic process and when there is too much exposure occurs it may can issue with the toxicity and toxicity. So those people who became into contact with the pesticides regularly as a part of their job duty, they suffer a high risk of neurological diseases. So when we compare to the general population, means this farmer they can suffer from a variety of bothersome symptoms like well, ranging from memory loss, headaches, chicken. So this gonna be occur from the non-organic farming. So this organic farming it may creates a healthier environment because there is no pesticide, there is no chemicals, there is no such harmful uh, chemicals are used to grow the crop. That's why it is protecting the environment. It makes the healthy environment. Next gonna be organic farming. It promotes resistance to pests and diseases. It promotes a greater resistance to pests and diseases. Means healthier plants they grow when the soil foundation that supports their roots that have natural profile of disease resistance. So this process encourages plants to become naturally resistant to disease and pests because they are having a strong immune profile. So their defense mechanism, they may have to work repel invaders when there is appropriate pH level, such as there is optimal condition, there is sunlight is there, water is there. So this gonna be create a thicker plant cell wall that creates healthier plant growth. As such, this gonna be helpful in having a greater resistance to pests and diseases. Next is the next is the that organic farming that may uses natural fertilizers to encourage better yields. So organic farming it may also they may not um, plant their seeds. Often they may let natural run. ठीक है ना? They may they may have a variety of soil fertility methods which supports growth, which supports the growth infrastructure. Uh, Also, there are techniques like use of green manure is there, worm farming is there, compost application are there, which will helpful to reinforce the stability of the soil. ठीक? Also, while managing the pests, while managing the weeds, ठीक है? there are other potential hazards also that workers gonna encounter during the growing season. ठीक? So these are the main advantages of the organic farming. Now we have the disadvantages. Now, what are the disadvantages of the organic farming? So here we have listed points. So these are the disadvantages of organic farming. First, first point is that organic farming operations, these are rarely subsidized. Means this is gonna be a big disadvantages. Means primarily applies to the United States. There was programs available such as there are environmental quality incentive programs. These programs means they will be have a, they will pay a producers. Means in this program they have to pay the producers to transition for conventional farming methods. So this gonna be a disadvantages for this, that these programs, the organic farming programs, they are rarely subsidized because we are they have to make the direct payments. Means there are schemes which require payments. There are also there are artificial methods. Those have to enhance the yields. ठीक है? Means there are some financial challenges are faced by the farmers. That's why they may not be aware about the organic farming. Next gonna disadvantage of this organic farming is lacks a support infrastructure in the United States. So in the European farmers, they get avoid this disadvantage of organic farming as well. This is a lack of special infrastructure in the USA. Means they may support the natural methods used in the agriculture style. So this means that organic farmer they may use industrial transportation methods to get food on the table of the consumers, as the cash crops farmers use yields. So at the same means that harmful practices they are in the place, they will still create some environmental damage. They will also some there is soil, they make soil infertile. So that is why this becomes the disadvantage of organic farming. One gonna be that the disadvantage of organic farming is that still organic farming uses fungicides and pesticides. Means still while looking at other thing, they are using the synthetic. They are using these fungicide and pesticides, which is really a disadvantage of, because this gonna be produce the harmful, means this gonna be not helpful to produce the good nutrient food. So these harmful, these items are still potentially harmful and which require repetitive applications. So there is need to promote the soil storage of the compounds. ठीक? Next disadvantages is that this organic farming, it does not always account for previous practice. As I talk about the means there is a transitioning of conventional farming to organic approach. This gonna be something that is benefit for the world, like for having a food chain that will be helpful, for having a good advantage involved. But unfortunately, there is issue of synthetic chemicals that is staying in the soil and that can exist for the farmers who are switched their practices from decades. So because of this, farms can still, they are sell product like, means they are producing such kind of because they are using the fungicides, and still they are not able to produce such kind of nutrients and the high vitamins food grains. So these are such kind of disadvantages of the organic farming. Even there are more are there are this organic farming also require work than conventional methods. Organic farming also requires some specific knowledge that is to be successful. Also there is another disadvantage is that organic farmers farming requires specific knowledge. There it requires marketing challenges, है ना? It requires there some certification process. So these are some disadvantages of the organic farming. Is it clear? Yes, Racha, is it clear? Yes, class, pick up, bacha. Is it clear or not?
Yes.
In your books, there is very short and very simple points are given. So you can also go through that. Okay. So now we will move on to the next chapter, that is human capital formation, that is chapter 9. So can you tell me what do you mean by this human capital formation? Anyone can explain this term, human capital formation? What is human capital formation? No. Basically, this human capital formation, it implies development of abilities and skills among the population of the country, isn't it? And this is the process of acquiring and increasing the number of persons who have skills, who have education and experience, which are critical economic and political development of the economy. So here we have a short definition of this human capital formation. So it is, what is the human capital formation according to GMI? It is that human capital formation, it is the process of acquiring and increasing the number of persons who have the skill, education and experience which are essential for the economic and political development of a country. This is called human capital formation. So when we talk about its concept, this human capital, it refers to the stock of the skills and experience or skill and expertise of nation. And a point of the time, it is the sum total of skill and expertise of engineers, doctors, professors, and workers of all types who are engaged or having the capacity and expertise to be engaged in the process of the production. That is called the human capital formation. Is it clear? समझ आया? So we can say that undoubtedly we can say this human capital, it is the super biological computer. It enables thinking process as man has head start over other species, and men can rational in their decision making. It requires that people, they must be literate, they must be educated, they must be have skilled, and in order to become more efficient and to become productive, people should be trained, people should be skilled, people should be professionally qualified. So it is rightly said that average overall lifetime earning of a graduate, it is more than a matriculate, isn't it? So we can say that there is average lifetime earning of a graduate person is more than a matriculate. Means a person who have the 10th pass and who is a graduate degree, there may be a earning difference between them. So this human capital formation means the people, they should have trained, they should have skilled, they should have professionally qualified. So this human capital, when we say this human capital, it may also means there is when we compare it to the economic growth, so we know that labor skill of an educated person, it is more than that of the uneducated person. And economic growth means the increase in the national income of the country. So naturally, the contribution of the educated person to economic growth, it is more than the illiterate persons. So education provides knowledge to understand changes in the society and scientific advancements that facilitate inventions, that facilitate innovations. So this human capital growth, it is in developing countries, it has been faster, but the growth per capita, the income, that has been not that fast, because there are still illiterate people. Those may are not having such kind of skills, those may not having such kind of ability, such kind of professionalism. That is where there is lack, they are lacking of getting income. So there are reasons to believe that causality between this human capital and the economic growth, it flows in either directions. While we talk about the seventh 5-year plan of India's, it says that human resource development, it has necessarily to be assigned a key role in any development strategy, particularly in a country with a large population. Take, so when we should have a trained and educated on sound lines, there are large population that can itself become an assets in the accelerating economy, while getting a good education, while getting a good skills, while getting a professionalism skills. So in nutshell, we will simply say that this human capital, it is it is it means these are the capital, these are for forming a process which is helpful in acquiring the good skilled, experienced and the professional persons for the development of the country. Thick, is it clear you the meaning of human capital formation? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
girls. Thick. Now we can say even there are various sources of this human capital. So we have some sources. Here we have some sources of this. So these are the sources of getting human capital. So first gonna be the education. Means while spending on the education by individual, it is similar to
Excuse
spending
me,
on a
ma'am.
capital. Yes, Bacha.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a class at 12.
12. Which class?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, English class.
Okay, so we will do this topic in the next class. Okay. Up to this, if you have any doubt, you can ask. These sources of human capital we will do in the next class. Okay. Okay, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Bacha. So, Abhi, if you want to ask something, you can ask. Any doubt
No, ma'am.
regarding all clear? All clear,
Yes,
Bacha?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, ठीक है फिर. Good day.